when we developed the strategy for these series of milestone payments, it was important to, number one, have a negotiated set of success criteria. And then another feature of the Funded Space Act agreement was our limitation of risk on the financial payments. What we wrote in the clauses of the agreement was that the limitation of NASA's liability would only be for paying the next milestone. So if the partner was not successful in meeting a particular milestone, well, then there were only 3 ways we could terminate the agreement. One was for failure to perform. If the partners just didn't do it, well then we had the ability to terminate the agreement. We had a ability to mutually terminate if we decided that it was in the best interest of both parties. And then the third one was for reasons beyond NASA's control. We did not have a termination for convenience clause in the agreement. So just because NASA lost interest was not reason to terminate the agreement. We were showing our commitment to the companies by saying we are committed to this. We will not terminate for any other reason except the company's failure to perform, or because we are a government agency, if for some reason we didn't receive funding. Another, I think, important strategy we used in developing the milestones was to not focus so much on the date. We didn't put days, months, and years. In fact, when we were formulating them, we actually thought about not even putting a date down. We were more interested in achieving the event, the progress event, the hardware, the test, rather than the actual date. That's what was important to us, to keep seeing progress. But then we determined that you really don't have a good sense of a plan unless there's some sense of the timing, the framework of time. So we asked the partners to propose a month and year of when the milestones were planned to be performed. But we also put a special clause in the agreement that said if the milestones were not completed, then NASA would go into a period of determining whether or not sufficient progress was being made. So we didn't focus so much on the date. We were looking at the activity and the progress, and that was very important because we had to learn to be patient. We knew that the partners had proposed very aggressive schedules, and we weren't going to disagree with the partners. If they believed they could fly in 3 years, well, that was fine with us. We're going to help them as much as we can to be successful. But we also recognized this is extremely challenging, very complex, and that all space development programs have challenges and issues that have to be overcome. So we were very patient with the partners. And we could see that they were making good progress. And one thing I didn't do is change the milestone dates. We did not change the dates in the agreement. We left them, and then we just tracked when they were completed and made our payment. And that took some convincing too to our stakeholders. We had to convince our stakeholders here at headquarters and as well as on the Hill that being patient with these companies is very important. We were not going to be trigger happy. It was important to keep close coordination with them and make that determination of whether or not they're making good progress.